What's the worst case of oversharing you've experienced on social media? Two active duty soldiers who are married to each other, with completely open Facebook pages, start airing their drama about cheating on each other, each admitting that they cheated on each other, how they are going frick each over in the divorce. Their CO was on their Facebook page, so was the garrison commander. Both got UCMJ action for adultery. But wait, it gets better. They were ordered to cease talking about the proceedings on social media. What do? They They go to social media, continue to brag about cheating on each other and put their commander, garrison commander, and respective JAG lawyers on blast. They are both no longer in the army, and yes, they are divorced. It was truly epic, and they kept bitching about their punishment and everything. They basically both started digging a hole and didn't fricking stop until they got to heck. They then bitched about how frick they are. I didn't know adultery was punishable in martial law. It was an accident, so I don't know if it counts, but a friend meant to post a question including some private details to her private pregnancy group. Instead, she posted it on her own timeline. She told everyone on her timeline she has lost her mucus plug and had her bloody show. Took her an hour to realize what she had done. I also know a girl who posts fully nude pics of her 2-year-old daughter on Instagram. Apparently her husband's family had spoken to her about it and she totally freaked out about it. Now she still posts the pics and videos but covers her nipples included with various stickers emojis, which I personally find even more awkward. My half-sister. Every trashy detail of every trashy moment of her trashy life ends up on FB. Or it did before she blocked me for calling her on her bulls. The final straw for me and my brother was when she posted, "Well, my mom wouldn't send me money, so I'm homeless and freezing to death." It was September in North Carolina. I slept with some dude for money and now I'm pregnant. My stepmother refused to send her money for drugs. She was homeless for stealing from her former roommates for drug money. She had also faked several pregnancies for drug money and sympathy. I can't say I'm sorry in the least that she blocked me before I could block her. I once knew this chick who was weirdly obsessed with her male cousin. Numerous posts a day about him, and when she went to stay with her aunt for a while she posted play-by-play accounts of herself going through his underwear drawer. Oh, Lord have mercy. Guy, whom I was FB friends with, and his GF, whom I wasn't, would start an argument IRL, unfriend each other on Facebook, then continue arguing via public status updates. It was annoying, until I got sucked in like an episode of General Hospital. Then it was all I could do to keep up with the fight, switching back and forth between profiles and getting peed when one of them would stop responding for a few hours. Overall it really wasn't that bad, but a set of twins I went to HS with got pregnant back to back, and they posted pics and edits relentlessly, multiple times a day. So about 6 months into the second twin's pregnancy I commented on one of her pics, "Jesus Ashley, you've been pregnant for like 15 months, have the baby or don't," and was promptly blocked by them both. Their older sister, who I'm actually friends with, thought it was hilarious. A friend of a friend decided it would be appropriate to post about her 6-month-old son's erection. That's not something I ever needed to know about. A Facebook friend of mine posted pictures of her wedding and then the next day posted that her husband had walked in on her performing a blowjob on her neighbor. Her husband had kicked her and her 5-year-old daughter out, and did anyone have a place they could stay? These are the Jerry Springer people. Credit card expiration CVV on early Twitter. Someone I used to work with posts a picture of her and her boyfriend every day on Instagram with some lovey-dovey caption at the bottom, and a count of how many days they've been together. Every month they celebrate their anniversary. When they broke up, she deleted every photo with both of them in it, leaving about only 3 photos left on her account. She got a new boyfriend about a month later, and now she does the same thing with this new guy, and I swear to God I think she's been reusing some of the old captions she made of the old BF. So IDKY, maybe just because I'm up way too late, but this reminded me of the other mother from Coraline. How she makes the little doll look like the newest child etc. Hides the old children in the creepy closet. CTO of my company went through a bitter divorce. His wife was friends with a lot of people at work, so everyone was aware of everything she posted about him on Facebook. She stopped referring to him by name and instead called him all 3 inches 2 minutes. That's just cold. A cousin who gave the entire world updates on the intercourse she and her husband had, in over-the-top, pornographic detail. She was friends with her entire family on Facebook, from our grandmother to her children. She got super angry with me and lashed out when I suggested in a comment that she keep it to herself. I'm embarrassed to be related to her. Thank God she lives hundreds of miles from me and I never see her. Mom, I'm sexually active now. Get over it. Some guy I worked with constantly posted about his and his wife's fights. Every little detail of what was said, and what happened after. I think he wanted us to sympathize with him, but he came off as an butt in most of the posts. Before I friended him on Facebook he seemed pretty chill, but after reading those posts, which on some days came once an hour, I was worried that we'd get news that he murdered her and I started to avoid him at work. After I moved on to another job I unfriended him. But a few years later, out of morbid curiosity I went to check his profile and they were still married and had 2 more kids. This happened with a friend of mine. So mad at my husband getting a divorce, a few years and 2 more kids later. I knew this girl who would post a blow by blow of literally everything she did for the entire day, down to how many times and when she used the toilet and what she did there. My cousin's ex-girlfriend made a post about how she gave birth to a moth because she went to pee and a moth flew out from between her legs. I was like, what the frick? She'll make an excellent mother. I was in the airport on my way home from another continent when I was scrolling through Facebook and read my aunt's post, not a message, but a Facebook status, about how my grandpa, who I was going home to stay with for a couple months, died that morning. Called my mom, who had apparently asked all family members to wait 24h before posting anything on social media so that I could have been told in person. My whole family was livid at this aunt for a while. 3 years later, my uncle, a brother to my mom and this aunt, died unexpectedly in the middle of the night. His adult daughter happened to be traveling to their house that day from her out of town home, so her mom asked all family to refrain from posting anything on social media until the daughter arrived so that she could tell her in person, and also prevent her from driving while distraught. The aforementioned aunt decided to ignore this request again, and my poor cousin read about her dad's death in a Facebook post when she stopped for breakfast. Friend of a friend posted about her affair, identified the person she had an affair with, when it happened, in what office in her place of employment, went into detail about how she broke her fiance's trust because his previous wife had an affair too. It was a clusterfuck all the way around. Cousin made a post about her boyfriend cheating on her. His mother denied it. He didn't deny it. 15 minutes later her sisters, her mother's boyfriend and about 6 of her mates were having a full-blown argument with him. His family and friends in a comment chain that I swear went into quadruple digits and lasted about 8 hours. It was an entertaining night. It's not nearly as exciting, but I'm watching this unfold on Facebook with a former high school classmate and his ex-fiancé. We are all in our mid to late 30s and it's embarrassing to see. A Facebook friend of mine posted that she was worried because her 15-year-old son's right hand had begun turning a strange brown-orange color. There were pictures. She'd made a doctor's appointment. She then explained it was because he was using his sister's tanning lotion. Only she didn't seem to realize the reason only his right hand was tan and not the rest of his body. So, she let all of Facebook know her son jacked off using tanning lotion. One little mistake and poor Timmy had to suffer his last 3 years of high school being called Cheeto Dong. Guy from my old school had to post a story of him taking his first crap of the year. I'm friends with this lady on Facebook who posts about 10 pictures a day of her son just existing and she has to document every detail. Last year when he was 3 he went through a phase where he would whip it out and pee anywhere on anything for months and every single time she had to post about it on Facebook. Once even followed by a picture of him sitting completely naked on his training potty with a little tiny star over his willy. He is going to hate her so much in the next couple of years. At least she had the decency to censor his willy. Some parents don't even do that. My alcoholic great aunt spilled coffee on herself and uploaded a picture of her burnt boob to drive home how painful the experience was. I will never forget this post. Old restaurant co-worker followed him because all of his life drama would go down on Facebook. People posting to his wall about how he stole a child's bike and ruined her birthday. His mom calling him out for drug relapses and stealing from her. All on Facebook. When he broke up with another old co-worker, he took to Facebook. He wrote a wall of text calling her every name in the book, talking about how he was going to miss her daughter, then finished with something close to this: "Good luck finding another guy willing to put up with your fish market smelling coochie." My mom wrote a very long, very detailed blog post about my sister's miscarriage before most of the extended family even knew she was pregnant. Definitely strained their relationship. When my sister got pregnant again about a year later, my mom was the last to know. We now have a family rule that my mom can't blog about anyone else without permission. This is why I've given up telling my mother about things that are sensitive. You can tell her over and over not to tell anybody something and she's emailing her sisters 5 minutes later. My uncle found out that my cousin, his daughter, and her husband were filming cuck pee and posting it online, so he posted a long, detailed status about the whole thing on Facebook asking for prayer. The entire extended family found out and no one sees her anymore. Facebook mom's talking about her daughter's late period. My mom and I went shopping for a wedding ring for my wife. She took a picture of the one I bought and posted on Facebook like instantly, so I had to do an impromptu proposal. Whoa, what a dumbass. Girl I went to high school with posted a picture of herself at the bikini waxing place with just a giant fountain drink cup covering her hoo-ha. This woman is a mother of 3 whose oldest son was a teenager and was also on Facebook. After reading some of the replies on this thread, I think she deserves a little credit for covering her genitals. A girl at my school wrote on Snapchat about how she pissed her own nipples and how they are infected and described the pus and stuff coming out. The aspiring professional pisser in me is trying not to cry. Pour one out for her nips, kids. Some girl posted her used pad on Facebook, and everyone was congratulating her. Friend of mine died after ODing. His mom had access to his Facebook, and because she was convinced he was murdered, posted pictures of his body in the morgue. I get that everyone deals with grief differently, but I've got those images burned into my mind. A leader of a political party in my country posted a dong pic on Instagram. My sister-in-law checks in at the spa and talks about how she's going to Brazil, getting waxed. My son was like 14 when he figured out what she meant and blocked her. Well, I like that your son was mature to be like, yeah, I don't need this kinda crap in my life. A girl I went to high school with posted a picture of her dog tags from when she was in the army. I had to remind her that those have her social security number on them. I was scrolling through my Facebook feed, and I noticed a girl I went to high school with posted this long rant. In it she revealed the HIV status of another person. Every comment was telling her to delete her post. Had a Facebook friend post pictures of her results showing that she was HIV positive to prove all the haters wrong. She thought positive was good and negative was bad. A cousin decided to out his open relationship with his, now ex-wife. Had a complete meltdown, named the man she was cheating on him with, all where his kids could see it. He pointed out that his daughter sided with him. This was less than a year ago. He's just got married to wife number 5. During his last weeks my grandfather was really unwell. He was a proud man, at least with regards to his appearance, and didn't like people seeing him so poorly. The day he died my cousin put a photograph on Facebook of her son hugging him. Titled it Pop's Last Hug. It's an uncomfortable picture. The boy has an expression that reads, I have been told to smile for the camera, so here's a grimace, and my grandfather just isn't there in it at all. I was mad. He'd have hated to have that picture for everyone to see. Even taking the picture was tasteless, but sure, whatever. But uploading it was disgusting. I silenced her recently after more uncomfortable oversharing. It isn't healthful for me to see her nonsense. Family friend posting a video of her mom flatlining in the hospital after a battle of cancer, and then pictures of them hugging and kissing her, still in her hospital bed, after her death. I work in hospice, and I've had patients' family members try to take pictures while I'm providing some pretty personal cares, like toileting or a bed bath. One day I was shaving a man that was pretty close to death and turned around just in time to see his daughter snap a picture. Everyone grieves differently, but I don't think the patients would appreciate those pictures being taken. A girl I knew posted pictures related to her wedding constantly. Now you may be wondering, what's the big deal? People post a lot after they get married. It's a big moment. Her wedding was 2 years ago. 2-3 times a week, she's post a photo of her wedding, her rings, or some obscure picture with a long caption about her journey with her husband. If any of her friends got married, she would post pictures of her with them at her wedding with a caption to express her excitement for their wedding. Anytime she posted pictures to recognize something in someone else's life, it would be a picture of them at her wedding. I unfollowed her. Sounds like she's really secure in her relationship. Guy I went to high school came out as gay. Cool, good for him. He posted a photo of himself giving head to some dude. Not cool. That'll come back to haunt him. Crap all over myself and some dude caught it on tape. They shared it like 20k times. Line was drawn at 12k. I need an explanation of that situation. My ex-husband's aunt posted a picture of her hot man who looked like the definition of a M-head, wearing nothing but a slightly long, very torn t-shirt that clearly showed that he hadn't bothered to wear underwear that day. Honorable mention goes to my dad, who is 50, morbidly obese, and likes to post those RI Haves-X-worthy memes on his Facebook. I don't need to picture that, thanks. My one friend from high school finally grew out of this phase, but every time her toddler would estate lunch, she would post a pic of him in his high chair with the phrase Billy can't his name for privacy. Loves mommy's peanut butter toast, Billy loves his spaghetti, Billy loves mommy's pancakes, and so on and so forth. I can understand if he was way younger and occasionally show him trying food, or if he was autistic and this was a feeding therapy milestone. But nope. A whole 2.5 years of what Billy ate for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snack. Same high chair, every freaking day. I almost became invested as I would log into Facebook like, gee, what did Billy eat today? My friend posted about where she kept her stash of money. Not in the bank, she said, because she was avoiding paying taxes on her tips, on Facebook. The next week, she got the whole bag stolen after leaving her door unlocked. Come tax time she got audited as well. At my high school, having a Finsta, fake Instagram account, was a huge trend. Basically, people would post their bad stuff like smoking weed and drinking on those accounts. Around my senior year all the women just started posting their nudes. No shame, they posted that crap and kept it there for everyone to see. I've seen at least 15 different girls' nudes from my high school simply because they posted them on Instagram. Finstas are very popular but I don't know of any that post nudes. Another mom I was FB friends with because our kids were in the same activity would share all the horrifying details of any incident that befell her family along with pictures. Husband cut his arm. Share a picture of the bloody cut before and after stitches. Father has a major health incident. Share a picture of the poor man comatose in his hospital bed. Family pet dies. Share a picture of child crying while holding the dead animal. Child has abdominal cramps. Share a picture of the child doubled over in a hospital bed crying. The penultimate was when she herself was having a health issue that included blood in her urine. She was hospitalized and catheterized and shared a picture of her in his urine collection bag. At that point I deleted her. You have been visited by the paparazzi dog. Comment the perfect framing so that a paparazzi never pursues you. If you are new to the channel, you can subscribe. I publish new videos every day. Until then, check another video, or don't. Either way, have a great day you magnificent people.